Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Morning Brew. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching, I do hope it's a good one. Now, let's see here. So far today has been rather. Have one of the kids come into my room and yell at me because YouTube isn't working on the TV. Come to find out, it just needed to be reset. Whatever. So, interestingly enough, since my ranting about YouTube, about five of the numbers that I had prior to starting my stream were back. Yay. Still about 10 short, but hey, it's a start. So let's see here. Let's start out in the chat. And let's see here. Good morning, Dave G. Sound. Good morning, 47 Yorktown, who says hello from Eastern Canada. And Dave and 47 are talking, which is cool. So what's going on today, everyone? I did want to give you a heads up. There's going to be a new stream starting. Tomorrow will be the official premiere episode of Coffee with Captain Trek. I had done a kind of a prelude of sorts before, but this will be the actual official one. Um, and unfortunately, because of some scheduling conflicts, it will be starting in place of Morning Brew tomorrow. However, it will be rebroadcast at its normal time of 7 p.m. on Thursday evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do it live Thursday evening. However, if my guest is unable to do it, I'll do it live and then do a rebroadcast at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. And good morning, the Catman, aka D.D. Myers. But I wanted to give you a heads up. Morning Brew officially will be starting 2 hours late on tomorrow. And it'll be a different thing starting at 6 a.m., but it technically won't be Morning Brew. So, just letting you know. So, what's everyone doing today? I hope I was all prepared to go to the doctor today, and it happened to be yesterday that they decided it was going to be. Because I don't know. And all I know so far is that the doctor wants to see me again, excuse me, in 6 weeks, even though for the foreseeable future they won't be able to do surgeries, which I think is utter bullshit. I think I should be able to sign a contract saying whatever. And I won't sue if I contract COVID or whatever. Because quite honestly, I just want to get this over with. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and get the link out there in the group real quick. I haven't done that yet. After doing the news thing, I had to redo the web browser, which kind of put me behind for starting the stream. Messages. Okay, there it is. Got that one. And there we go. That one. So there we go. Now the link is out there for those who are able to join, should you wish to, and should you be a part of the group. I'll have to do the Discord thing in a moment because I don't want to just sit here clicking and posting and not be talking at all. All right, go ahead and post it into the Discord. All right, that's taken care of. And so far, other than the crap going on with family, it's been a quiet morning, which is a good thing. So, anybody wants to talk and chat, that would be great. I appreciate you talking some in chat, Dave, and good morning to you. Um, unfortunately, with one thing with doing the e-news, I have to concentrate on that. I have thought about going ahead and just moving the morning brew back anyhow, but not sure when it would be. And that would kind of be to give me some time to unwind and probably let the kids get off to school in the morning prior to starting this thing. But other than that, yeah. Let's see now. And let's see here. Dave says, this have away, stupid pop-up. No drill sergeants yet today, Cap, other than the room invasion. Nope, I didn't have to pull out the command card yet, except for during the invasion of my room, which I don't like. Sorry, my door's closed for a reason. Other than that, I do appreciate people coming into chat. And good morning, Jason Price, excuse me, Jason Price. Tell my eyes are just a little too. Yes, yes, I'm aware of that. Uh, and I don't know if any of you saw it on Twitter. I did suggest to him to go ahead and download the video from StreamYard because he did use StreamYard to record it. And he's already done so. And I also suggested going to other websites uh, like, well, let's see here, Twitch and Odyssey. Because if YouTube is going to pull something down for being hate speech, when obviously they weren't saying anything hateful, yeah, that's just utterly ridiculous. Mine's kind of. I used to use them more, but they changed um their interface and it doesn't work as well. I don't know about BitChute or Rumble, uh, but those are definitely other options. And yeah, you do kind of have to spread it everywhere. Unfortunately, that tends to be the case because, um, yeah. Otherwise, YouTube can pull their tricks and pull a video for being hate speech. What were they talking about? History. Actual documented history. I'm sorry. That's just stupid. Um it's pretty bad when Twitter, which is the cesspool of social media, is superior in an area than YouTube. So, yeah. I mean, granted, I'm on YouTube now, bitching about YouTube, but let's be honest. YouTube doesn't care. They they don't. They don't. I find it funny. Um, it's like if they care about small creators, that's why they quote disabled the downvote button. Except here's the thing: I always have the option checked to enable it. So yeah, and they're not doing it for us. They're doing it for the corporate accounts who don't like when their stuff gets downvoted. Because I'll tell you something. If people downvote mine, it's usually in the minority. If more than a few people downvote, okay, then I might ask, if I did something wrong that day, or something unusual happened, or if it was just random downvotes. Uh, and AJ says they just want puppy videos with royalty-free music on YouTube. Well, basically, they want the royalty-free music and yeah, puppy videos, cat videos, and the corporate accounts which pay them instead of them having to pay out. So, yeah. I've even thought about, since I can't actually play any games, I've thought about just getting onto my Facebook and playing Angry Birds, because if nobody wants to talk, I might as well share something. So, which is funny because it's like, when I was having issues before, mainly because of pain, um, and really not being sure if I wanted to continue doing this morning brew. I had people saying, "Oh yeah, we want you to do it. We support you," and that's great. I'm happy people want to come here and listen. But if I don't have something to talk about, uh, gee, yeah, I kind of need some help in the chat. I'm not like Salty Trekker or Bird of Prey 5 or fill in the blank, who can come up with random shit to talk about for whatever reason for any length of time that they want. That's just not me. Uh, I don't know brightest day. I really don't. But thank God it doesn't, because that would mean I'd have to go to the wound care doctor again. And there's no way in hell I want that. So it's definitely Thursday. But it's funny, the doctor made some recommended recommendations, I should say, for changes to my dietary plan, and I'm going to kind of say, yeah, not exactly, because his idea was foregoing eating and just go to uh, protein shakes. I'm sorry, protein shakes that they have out in the store are about 120 calories each. He wanted me to have 4 a day. Well, calorically, that's fine. 480 calories. However, they're not exactly nutritionally balanced. They don't have all the vitamins and minerals and such that would be required while over 6 weeks. So that's when my next appointment is. Uh, and good morning, Resolute Germ. How are you today? And you're right, they don't have electrolytes. Exactly. Um, let's see. And good morning, Fluggerville. How are you? Or Flugger, excuse me. Uh, but what? What all the plants crave? Okay. And yes, Protostasis. Yes, I was thinking of that reference. Okay. Uh, you're gonna have to fill me in on the reference because I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And of course, I'll be waiting at least 10 seconds for you to hear what I say, and then waiting probably at least another 15 seconds until you can type it in because I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Uh, no, that would be hell no. I'd rather watch Teletubbies. That's not high on my list either. I'm sorry, there are a few movies. Now, I did watch it when Birdo Prey showed, the Five showed it, but I'm sorry, I don't get what everybody sees in it. Like, I mean, I guess it's better than Discovery, but like, uh, yeah, we're living in a shitty reality as it is. I want entertainment that's going to make me escape the thoughts of today and not, no, 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 hell no. Well, yeah, Barney first. I would rather have Barney. Be rather watching the Barney channel. I guess I could go, I love you, you love me, whatever the fuck the lyrics are. I don't care. With a punch in the face from me to you. Oh, talking chat or go screw you. I don't know. Uh, trying to make shit up on the fly that goes with the tune. Um, of course, I already pissed off a couple people because they left chat. That's fine. Well, I'm glad that you have that as a source of your memes. And oh, thank God, Rose Blue Germs in the house. Why
How's
am
it
I not?
going, Captain?
Oh,
How's it going?
going pretty good. What about you?
Uh, iffy.
Iffy.
A
Eh,
town of hypochondriacs. I have to find a place that can schedule a COVID test.
oh, lovely. Uh,
And until then, I'm stuck here.
damn.
Uh, apparently, my brother tested positive, so my work doesn't want to see me until I can get a negative test.
Ah, lovely. That's great. And good afternoon, Dr. Alex. How are you today? Ah,
Isn't it fun living with a few million hypochondriacs?
ah, not really, but hey.
Uh, just checking out Walgreens to do one of those quick tests. Booked for the foreseeable future.
Oh, jeez.
A dozen stores within 5 miles. All of them booked out.
That's just stupid. I mean, that's why they're telling people not to go to the emergency room for a COVID test. Oh, what about just going to the doctor? Is there any way they can do that?
Uh, hopefully, I with a good company for my doctor and insurance, but I'll have to wait till about 9 a.m. to call them.
Great. So, Dr. Alex is on the train home. Good to hear. Hopefully, your ride home is going well.
So, what are you up to today, Captain?
Mm, other than listening to my nephew's bitch about YouTube and just talking in general. That's about it. Not too much. And
Not too bad.
Kaplos Star Trek nitpickers. How are you today? Um, yeah, I I'm still looking forward to them going to school.
Are they old enough yet?
Yes. Oh yes. Thank God.
Hold on.
No problem. Star Trek nitpicker says, "Busy day. How's it going? Not busy here, except the kids be yelling and needing to go to school. Hopefully, the bus will get here soon. Other than that, uh, yeah. Um, and more than likely, Flugger Bird is asleep. So yeah. Uh, I don't
Okay. Did I step away like that? My
know.
boss. Yeah, just talk to HR starting at 9 a.m.
Oh, okay.
We may not stop running, but the office is strictly 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's yeah, lovely. It's a sleepy morning, even with coffee. Uh, Doesn't better to do to nitpick than Trek. Oh, that's true. Oh Lord, really? Yeah. Well, can't play it because, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. Copyright aside, that'd be something people would be blowing their brains out for.
Oh, let's see here. Even the people who like it would be like, yeah, that's not why I'm listening to this. So yeah, I'm leaving. Um, so yeah, that's not exactly. Yeah, that would be yet another stream killer.
Yeah. Dolly was great around 1986. After that, sort of got a little bit of wear.
Well, I mean, there were obviously some exceptions, but yeah, um, overall, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, enough. Um, yeah,
So, Captain, have you seen Book of Boba Fett, or are you watching that at all?
No, I'm going to be watching it. I haven't yet. I thought of just purging the whole damn thing at once. But I may end up watching it anyhow. Just give me something to talk about. At least then I'll have something to talk about. I don't know. At least I'll do 1 day a week, I guess. Um,
Yeah, it's not too bad.
oh,
All the
it's good.
people bitching about those Vespa hover bikes is it's overblown.
I really haven't been paying attention. Unfortunately, most of the time, there are people out there that just like to bitch about everything. Really,
Yeah.
I okay, I get it. There are legitimate reasons to complain about some things, but everything all the time, uh, yeah, no, thank you. And good morning, thought process. How are you today? Okay, Jason Press says now I have the song "Something to Talk About" stuck in my head. Well, I'm sorry. Not my fault, but sorry to hear that. Hold up. The what?
But just be thankful it's not 9 to 5 stuck in your head.
That's true. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Oh, hopefully, oh, it's stuck in someone's head. Unfortunately, Deej isn't in the chat, so I don't have to hear him saying, son of a bitch. Ah, I hope you have a good day at work, thought process. Here. Ah, okay. Hopefully, you have a good day, and at least today is, well, assuming you work Monday through Friday, hopefully, next to the last day of the week.
And don't give them bad ideas, Dave G. They will create something called the Bolognian.
Uh, yeah. At least they won't call it Oscar Mayer. Because it had to pay royalties on that one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's cruel thought process.
Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? There. You bring it up, thought process. You deserve it. What? Oh, Lord. I don't think so.
All that does is make me think of a pack of bologna with Jar Jar's accent. That would be absolutely terrifying. The Oscar Mayer song sung by Jar Jar Binks.
And hey, Keely Chow, not too much. What's going on with you? Say we're stuck at the what? What would you say? The third level of hell?
Oh, that's a low blow, Dave G.
Now I gotta get back to the chat.
Yeah, Alabama got embarrassed.
Hmm?
For football, the college national championship. Uh, I believe Georgia, of the last 8 games they've played, Georgia only won one, but that one happened to be the national championship game.
Ah,
It is sort of funny. Someone I work with, huge Alabama fan, he had to take yesterday off because of the loss.
okay. Uh, I'm sorry. What the fuck? I I'm sorry. It's a fucking game. You have to take off work because of a fucking game? Yeah. Get a fucking life.
I think he was celebrating a little prematurely, and then it didn't go too well, so he started commiserating.
Hmm. In other words, he was drinking to celebrate and then drinking to comfort himself because he's an idiot. Okay, wonderful.
Drinking. I know he spent some time with some of his friends from down there.
Well, I heard my mom yelling at the kids. It's gonna be 10 minutes before they go. God.
10 minutes to freedom.
Keely Chow, I would like to have you on here sometime. Wouldn't necessarily have to be for Morning Brew, it would be for the other stream I'm working on. Like I said, it can be either recorded or done live. Um, but I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Anyhow. And good morning, Jedi Bill.
Hey, Jedi.
Yes, please subscribe to Games, Movies, and Comics or Us. Go back to bed.
Yeah, if that's an option, always go back to bed.
See, GMC or Games, Movies, and Comics or Us plays video games. He does movie reviews. Does a couple other little things as well. And yeah, I quite enjoy going over there and
Yeah.
have a good
Usually has
day.
a monthly theme too.
Oh
So like
yes,
you'll do a Sonic month, Mario month.
there is no theme this month, but yeah, usually has a monthly theme. Uh, and okay, I'm gonna go be right back. I gotta get some coffee and go put my lovely protein shake in the freezer. Yeah, I gotta have something to be able to stomach that thing. I'll play the coffee clip. That'll take a little bit of time off Resolute Germ.
Listen to me very carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just gonna have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your third cup this morning.
Fourth, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
Yeah, coffee is a great thing. I encourage all of you to drink as much as possible. Even if you don't drink it, buy it. And yes, I'll admit I'm being completely self-service. I am heavily invested in coffee. The more you buy, the more money I make. So keep on buying. So anyone out there seen chapter 3 Book of Boba Fett yet? Good morning, Mackrell. Oh, can't join, waiting for food, and Dad is working on electronics. No clue how long I have power and when he cuts the wrong cable. Oh, good luck with the electrical work, Mackrell. Well, invest in coffee. It's a good future. It's a very lucrative product, nitpickers. But I'm more invested in the companies who produce it. They're very, very, as far as investment goes, food production and coffee production in particular are very profitable. Not for
All right. I'm
nothing.
back.
Starbucks is a fine company if you're investing in it.
Yeah.
You can stomach their politics. They can make you a lot of money. They actually don't sell that in the US, Fluger. You have to order that from overseas. They won't stop you importing it, but as for actually selling it, no one normally stocks it in the US. You're ordering it directly from like India or Africa.
And good afternoon, Mar. How are you? Enjoying is waiting on food. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoy your food. Uh, whatever you did, well. Come join the chat sometime. He's on almost every day. Lucky poop coffee. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not all people claim it is.
I would rather not find out. I mean, I know the beans are clean, but still, no, no, thank you.
Yeah, their only real gimmick is the monkeys. Other than that, its profile is not too different from most generic coffees. I know way too much about coffee for someone who doesn't drink it.
Uh, it's is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'd prefer to know something else other than coffee. Especially seeing as I don't drink it at all. For most of my life, I couldn't even tolerate the smell of it.
And to know that much about it. Uh, yes, I choose to not eat used food. Um, that's a way to put it. That's a way to put it, yeah.
But do eat recycled food. It's good for the environment and okay for you. Don't think there's many Judge Dredd fans out there.
Well, we'll find out. I'm sure if Bird were in the chat, he'd know. And good morning, Jeff B. How are you today?
Oh, okay, Ma. So it's when he cuts the wrong cable, not if. Electrical work is always fun. At least viewed from a distance. I know what it is. Electrical work never goes right.
So what's going on, Jeff B? Anything going on this morning? And good morning, Darius.
Hey, Darius. Oh, I can hear the kids are still there.
I know. Unfortunately, they are now leaving.
The highlight of the day.
Just about. Well, I'm surprised you're up early, Jeff B, to catch a stream. Of course, you're catching one that is probably not going as well as I would like, but hey, that's what happens. Past 2 days have actually been good, so today, um, yeah, not so much.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays tend to lag for a lot of stuff. Not just for you, but for everybody.
I mean, I don't know. If I were to do some of the things, it's like, yeah, I could set a topic. I hate that idea. Besides, that means I have to pick a fucking topic. No, I suck at that. And when I do, nobody sticks to the damn topic anyhow. So why bother?
Yeah. I don't know, it could serve as a good hook to reel people in.
um, Jeff B. Any day you can stream is a good day. Savor them. I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. Just because I'm able to stream doesn't mean um I'm going to. Yeah. I mean, granted, I know I've got time coming up when I'm able to have surgery that I won't be able to stream. And the bad part is I'm actually looking forward to that. Because that means I won't have to be pressured. I won't have to feel pressure to get on, do a damn stream, no matter what's going on in my life. And yeah, I'll just be able to join other people's streams. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to surgery and not streaming.
It'd be a nice vacation for you.
I don't know if I'd call it vacation though.
Well, hopefully they up your pain meds after the surgery.
I'll have
So it
to.
just sails nice and you can just have the nice pills and time just turns into a different universe.
Well, that's true. Coffee and croissant. Uh, I tell people to keep. I'm glad to. Damn it, I hate when that happens. Glad to be vertical. The other option doesn't interest me. Really? Uh, well, let's put it this way. I was there, and obviously it was a closed panel discussion, and there are certain panelists that were up there that, while they may be nice, tend to kind of get on my nerve. And so I chose to find something else to watch. And I can't say who because that's rude. And yeah. Yeah, but see, at least Salty can go on and talk about anything or nothing at all for an hour. Me, shit, I had to have Resolute Germ, and it's barely an hour. Trust me, it feels like 4 already.
Well, going off for an hour about nothing like they can do isn't necessarily a good thing.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just, at least it's somewhat distracting, entertaining somewhat.
Speaking of distracting, I guess that new Peacemaker show starts on HBO Max today.
Ah, cool. Uh, maybe I should watch it. I don't know. You know, it was funny. I was even going to start doing watch parties, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Don't know if I can even give a shit. But hey, why not? I think part of it though has to do with what YouTube has done again. It just pisses me off. Oh well. Doesn't help that I was late taking my pain meds, and the pain level was higher today. Thank you.
Ouch. And Darius Peacemaker is that John Cena show based on the character from Suicide Squad.
Yep. And what do I want to watch? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, not Star Trek. People suggested, hey, you can have a watch along in Star Trek. No. Dozens of channels already have done that. And as soon as somebody said, the Orville, no. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it on my channel. At least not yet.
And thanks for the link, Darius.
Yes, thank you. And if you aren't already subscribed, please do subscribe to Resolute Term.
Oh, that must be embarrassing.
What?
Number 2 trending on Twitter. Hashtag low approval rating Joe.
Let's see here. What's trending for me? Okay. Here, for me, it's Nigerian government lifts its Twitter ban. Students are doing what adults won't do in the fight against Omicron. Oh, that means they're being suckered. This is why children should be homeschooled when possible. And yes,
Don't be so quick to homeschool. That means those nephews wouldn't be leaving right now.
Well, I said when possible. And Disney cast male lead in live action Snow White, but he's not playing the prince. And of course, it makes it sound like it's something totally different, but they've created a new male character.
Which is honestly probably worse than what people are thinking.
Because I have to admit, when I first saw that, I thought, oh, great. They're going to have him play Snow White.
I don't know what would really be worse, a male Snow White or Disney inventing a completely new character to fuck around with a centuries-old fairy tale.
Well, Disney already fucked around with a centuries-old fairy tale. They kind of did their own thing anyhow, but at least that's what, 60 years old? They're going to screw up something that's 60 years old? Sure, why not? Okay. I find it interesting on how everybody gets a different thing on what's trending on Twitter.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's go with, let's see.
Apparently, something called Founders Day is trending too.
Okay. Let's do media. That's just my
For
stuff.
some sorority. The first dozen tweets for it is something for Delta Sigma Phi.
Okay, George Lucas is trending. John Cena is trending. Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Ooh, who cares? And of course, James Bond is trending. Again, who cares? Peacemaker. Let's see here now. Okay. What the hell is that? Looks like he's wearing some kind of fucked up hybrid mask. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, the mask is pretty bad. I don't know why it's supposed to be similar to what he had in the comic, but it just looks stupid on him. It's like someone took a pie pan and just smashed it into his face.
Well, it's kind of like a pie pan and a punch bowl type thing. Like, yeah, just see, the comic means nothing to me. Never heard of it. So, I'd be like, the only thing I know of a Peacemaker is a Colt 45. But yeah, that's about it. And later, Flugger, have a good day.
Bye, Flugger.
Who knows? You got some strange stuff trending on Twitter all the time. Hell, half the time, Mr. Spock is trending on Twitter. And sorry, Leonard Nimoy is the only Spock that counts as Spock. Anyone else is a very, very fail imitation. Pale imitation. I know there are people that like the actor from STD, but he wasn't Spock. Sorry. No. And want to know what the Chinese people think of Mulan, which was stolen by Disney and changed so that no one can sue them. Gee, Yeah.
No, it's a Chinese folk tale, so no one can sue them. And I guess for the James Bond trending thing is people are wanting a black guy to play James Bond.
I just don't care.
Yeah, they got a list of. There's this one picture going around a lot that has a list of them, and not all these guys are even qualified. There's a couple of Americans and an Australian on the list. They have
Well,
10
at least
people. Why the hell would
these
they have Tom
Australians are part of the
Holland?
British Empire, so I mean they're not directly under them, but at least they can pull a British accent. At this point, I don't give a shit if they're British or not. I mean, they have to work for the MI6, but other than that, I don't care. Make it a good character, a good movie. I don't think people complain.
Man, they do have some acceptable people on the list.
Oh, that's good.
I think Idris Elba, he could do okay. John Boyd may be a little young. And I never saw why Tom Hardy was ever really a major candidate. He doesn't have that same gravitas that most British actors do. I don't know, every time I see him, I see freaking Star Trek Nemesis. To me, he'll always be the Picard clone.
And Megan Cropper, I don't know what rising YouTube sensation you're talking about, but yeah.
Oh. Cockney.
Okay. I'm going to break my rule. Don't mention him. I don't want to hear about him. That's all I'm going to say about him. He's not welcome in this chat. I don't give a shit about him. So, other than that, that subject is now dropped.
And JP's Denzel Washington maybe 15 years ago.
JP's is in the chat? Cool. Hey,
Yeah.
JP's, what's up?
People were complaining about Daniel Craig being too old to be Bond. Denzel Washington is like 10, 15 years older. I don't think Sam Jackson would do because you don't want James Bond saying motherfucker every other sentence.
No. Sorry, that's that's just not British enough. Sorry. Should have a sense of class. Oh, you can mention Tickles. I don't care. That's fine.
To the Academy and the Queen, I humbly submit my name to the next James Bond. However, if they want the son of a bitch, it's going to cost more.
And
Hello, world. It's Birdo 007. Or Birdo Prey 007.
that Birdo 007 005.
Oh,
Whatever.
Birdo 77 and Prey 5. Excellent. -2.
How's it going, Bird?
Going okay. How you guys doing? I guess I got here just at the wrong time.
No, actually, you got here a little late, but yeah. Thankfully, you're here.
Well, I watched Prodigy, and there will be a review sometime later today.
Okay, good to hear. Good or bad?
Looking forward to it.
Honestly, I liked it.
Okay, good.
It continued being Trek. There's a couple issues, but let's face it. If I went through all Star Trek with the fine brush tooth comb,
Fine-tooth comb, yes.
fine tooth comb. I'll just keep saying words till people get what I'm saying. But the fine tooth comb, I go through Discovery. I think I'd hit something in every episode. But granted, It's not as bad because,
No.
When you have quality writing, you're willing to forgive some things. So, I'll forgive little things here. But this episode needs a little bit of forgiveness. But it's still Star Trek at the core. It feels like Trek. You know who some of the characters are. You know who some of the species are. They're not, every species is not a new species. There's things that look like we're familiar with. And it just feels good at the end. At the end of the episode, you feel good for having seen it. Even if you could figure out, how it was pretty much going to end. Which is okay, because not every episode needs a twist, right? Not every time do you need to have your, subverted expectations. It's good once in a while. Once in a while, but not every time. Exactly.
Well, here's the problem. If your expectations are, every time, it's not doing that anymore then.
Exactly. If every episode is your plan to subvert expectations, like, oh, who would have thought the Vulcans were the enemy, the bad guys? Or who would have thought the Bajoran orphan was the one killing everyone? Nobody. But you can't always have that kind of twist, because then it just, every episode, like, wow, okay, well, clearly the nun is the bad person. The nun who took the vow of poverty, she's the one who's also the serial killer. Because she's the one you would least expect.
Oh,
So basically, you're saying it's leaps and bounds beyond Lower Decks.
It's leaps and bounds beyond Discovery and Picard. I personally don't think Lower Decks is as awful as some people make it out to be, although I agree a lot of it is trash. But it certainly leaps and bounds above Discovery and Picard. They are the worst of the worst, in my. I mean, it's hard to say for sure which one is the worst.
And yes, JP's nuns are always bad. And good morning, Arabic Sandra. How are you today?
But what about the flying nuns? You could fly.
Well, she is the worst of them all. She can attack from above.
Son of a bitch. Can you imagine that there was actually a TV show at one time in our history called The Flying Nun? And it had to have people watching it. More people watched it than Discovery, I bet.
Oh yeah, it was really popular.
Set-wise, yes. I mean, I'm sure the actual number is smaller or similar, but you have to consider how many people were around then as compared to now. And the fact that very few people own more than one TV, if they own any. So, when now it's everybody's got a TV in their own room, basically. So,
Well, most of us got a TV in their hand.
no, that's true. Oh, it was funny because I went to the doctor yesterday, and as I don't have a cell phone, my mom was there. Fortunately, they let her come in with me because I would have been bored out of my mind. And then they came in and said, "Oh, it's going to be at least a half hour before the doctor's able to come in. He's doing whatever." So I just asked my mom for her phone, turned on YouTube, and listened to some music. Because, of course, they have nothing in the room. No clock, no music, no nothing. Not even reading material. It's like, okay, this is boring.
That's half the point. It's a psychological test when they put you in there.
Do doctors' offices still have reading material in the lobby? I would imagine they got rid of that with COVID.
Well, in the lobby, yes. At least depending on the office, because a lot of them come in their own covers. They just put it in a cover and put sheets over the pages so they can just wipe it down. And I thought it was strange when I saw that, but hey, it works. They can literally
Mega
wipe.
Cropper says the only thing he's hyped about is the streaming release of Spidey. Is that coming soon, or
That's a good question.
is that imminent, or just
About a
months
month.
down the line? Damn it, Mega Cropper. Google.
Be like 45 days after its initial release. So I think it's sometime around Valentine's Day.
Wait a minute. It's back? Put the link in.
Woo! I watched that stream, that video.
All I had to do is see. Well, no shit, Professor.
We need the link, Professor.
All I had to see was history prevails to know exactly what you were talking about. Oh, good.
Why did it take the stream down in the first place?
Hate speech. They called it hate speech.
That makes sense coming from communist YouTube. Can't have people talking about history. Bad things happened in history.
Well, Darius is in the chat. I'm sure he can look it up real quick if he hasn't already decided to try to look it up. And good morning,
For Spider-Man,
Thomas Hero.
they're saying end of February to middle of March.
Hummus Hero? Ooh.
Is a interesting name you got.
I mean, it is interesting, don't get me wrong. But Hummus and Hero just... That sounds like a nasty sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds like a Greek lunch.
Yeah. Well, that would be Hummus Euro. And good morning, Robert Rose Jr. Or I could say Robert Roger, as some people have said. So yes, please check out that link on History with R&R. The very fact that YouTube wanted to suppress it says it's actually worth watching. That's pathetic. I mean, I knew YouTube was pathetic anyhow, but
Well, at least the system worked.
at
in
least the
the
system
appeal.
worked. You're right.
It was honestly not terrible.
Shouldn't have been in the first place.
I agree, but on his appeal and with no giant YouTube or Twitter movement, it's not the worst that could have happened. I'm very happy for them, especially after seeing Robert's heartfelt video this morning that he put out.
Yeah, I saw that. That just pissed me off. Not his video, but what YouTube did pissed me off. And calling it hate speech. Well, how about this, YouTube? I hate YouTube. You suck. Go fuck yourself. Quit taking our subscribers away. There's hate speech. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. There. Now mark that as hate speech. That's fine. I won't fight you on it.
People talking about ethnic foods. Now it's totally hate speech.
Started as a joke. Kept it. PETA is definitely nasty unless it's ethnic food phobia. Yeah. Having a falafel for dinner.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay. And Bird will be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And if you know what that's from, bonus points to you.
And Robert Rose, they do have fundamental live streaming set up. It's not great, but it's there. For live streaming, Odyssey is really leaps and bounds above everyone else as far as competing with YouTube.
I remember when MySpace was actually decent place. Then they were bought out and became something really stupid. But I just stopped going.
And eventually YouTube will go the same way.
Oh, they will. They will, eventually. Probably at this point sooner rather than later, but
We can only hope.
and then there will be a few people we keep in contact with through other means, but over time things will change. They always do.
And have a good day at work, Professor.
Absolutely. Have a good day at work. So, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to make sure to tell people to check that video out. And Arabic, since I haven't played it for you yet, here we go.
Listen to me very carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just gonna have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your third cup this morning.
Fourth, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
Captain, did that
Yes.
clip always have Star Trek at the beginning? Does it say
Huh?
Star Trek at the very beginning?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Good.
Oh,
Do you mind if I just play a second of it?
that's fine.
Listen to me very carefully.
StarTrek.com. I don't think it's
Yeah.
been there before.
I've never
Has it?
noticed that before.
I never ever noticed it before. Did you redo the clip?
There was something that was done, but I don't. It's been a while. I did something. I put
Did you do something like within the last couple days?
Well, I tried to add other clips and apparently it didn't work, but
Well, that's
Listen to
definitely.
me very carefully, because I'm only going to...
I don't.
Yeah.
There's no way that was there.
no, I'm gonna have to remove that clip. I don't care.
I mean,
I'll have to
I
do
don't
it.
care. It's up to you. But I saw that it seemed like the same clip otherwise, but I mean, I had the Geologia machine.
I mean, it's
But
from my computer. It shouldn't have changed at all.
okay, but there was something you re-uploaded or whatever.
Yeah.
So okay, at least I understand that somehow it made change. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Well, we know you
Well-
are.
2 of 3 of my brain say I'm not crazy.
And hello out there, not Ryan Johnson. How are you today? Of course, Arabic would notice.
It's new. The way Chakotay says, if I'm not mistaken, that's your 3rd cup. I just want to say, mind your own damn business. Yeah. How about get the fuck out of here? I'm sending you to the brig. We'll airlock you into space. Not another word, Chakotay. Tuvok, beam Mr. Chakotay into space. That is an order. A very logical one, Captain. The
It sounds like something Janeway would do.
rest of the bridge crew looks at each other like, oh shit. It's that time of the month again. I know. I know. It went too far. You were all thinking it. Don't deny it. I'm just the one brave enough to say. So this Voyager episode continues. Janeway has beamed Chakotay into space. Tuvok has become first officer. Tuvok is realizing that logically he will either be killed by Janeway or he will have to kill her. But he can't show her he's going to kill her because then she'll kill him first. Basically, mirror universe rules are now in place. So Tuvok, not wanting to kill Janeway, goes to the doctor and says, listen, doc, is there something you can give her so that she gets over this, part of her life? And the doctor's like, I can't talk to you about her, health condition. There's privacy rules and HIPAA and all these things. And Tuvok's like, what's HIPAA? And the doctor explains HIPAA, and Tuvok just dies because he's a logical creature. And hearing all this illogical bullshit, he dies thinking that this was something the captain wisely planted into the doctor's data bank, just in case he ever came snooping around, that they would kill him with illogic. And no, he actually just dies thinking the captain is much more ahead of him than he ever thought he would be. And so then Janeway needs a new first officer. So with Tuvok dead and Chakotay frozen in space, she looks around. She looks towards Tom Paris. He's like, no. He's pointing at Ensign Kim. And Ensign Kim is there. And she smiles. He's like, oh, there's a man who won't refuse a promotion. And she goes to Ensign Kim. Says, Ensign Kim, congratulations, you're now first officer. Ensign Harry Kim. He's like, wait, what? How can I be ensign and first officer? She's like, we'll make it work. You can be an acting first officer. And Ensign Kim was like, I don't think any time now or 1,000 years from now will that ever be allowed on a spaceship. So she goes to the computer. She opens up the future index, which has always been there, but they never looked for it. And she says, computer, in all the lands that have happened and will ever happen, has there ever been an ensign as first officer at the same time on a Starfleet ship? And the computer says, yes, it will happen in the year 3200 when the USS Discovery goes to the future. And she says, awesome. He's like, you see, Ensign, you're a first officer now. So now Kim is first officer, and he's just afraid he's going to die. It's the middle of the night, and the Kalons come. Kalons? No. Those other ones. What are they? Kazons. The Kazons come, and they wake up Kim, and they say, Kim, the Kazons are here. And Kim's like, well, why'd you wake me? Why did you wake up the captain? Like, because we don't want to die. And it's your call to wake up the captain. So Kim's like, well, maybe I can deal with this. So he goes down to the bridge, still in his pajamas.
Down to the bridge. Okay, cool.
He's like, put them on screen. And the Kazons come up on screen. And they're like, we demand you surrender Voyager. I am the Kazon Nistrum, whatever the fuck. Blah, blah, blah. And Kim's like, we're not going to surrender. We're like 50 times more powerful than your ships. We've like, this has been proven canonically. And he's like, well, it's a new day in the Delta Quadrant because our ship is the biggest, baddest Kazon ship you've ever seen. And they're like, we're going to huff and we're going to puff and we're going to blow your ship down. And Kim is like, you might be the big bad wolf, but I am the big bad Federation ship, Voyager. Anyway, the Cajuns, whatever, the orange head people, they shoot their phasers or whatever they got, rocks Voyager just enough to wake up Janeway, who gets up, storms to the bridge, and it's like, what the fuck is going on out here? Can't you people do anything for 2 fucking minutes? I wanted one good night's sleep. I hate you all. Who's attacking? And I got the Kazon. And she's like, fire all phasers, fire all photon torpedoes. Fact, load the people into the shuttles and kamikaze them. And like, but Captain, the ship's already been disabled with just our first volley of photon torpedoes. There's no need to send people to their deaths. And she's like, I give the orders here. You get in the first shuttle and you ram that ship. I order it. And I don't know, some random red shirt, we don't know their name, is like, okay, I'm sorry. Tell my family I love them. She's like, no, you tell them you love them. Because right before we left port, I got a report that your whole family was dead. I didn't tell you because I needed your mind. And I figured, hey, you're never going to make it back anyway. There was no reason to tell you. But your whole family died right before we got pulled into the Delta Quadrant. So you're going to meet them really soon. I'm doing you a favor, you son of a bitch. And so he, after hearing that, does, in fact, pilot the shuttle right into the Kazon ship because he rather die than live without his family. And so the Kazon are amazed at the brutality, and they see what's going on, and they decide to give Voyager free passage out of the Delta Quadrant because they realize that they're dealing with a mad woman, and better she just get out of here than stay around. Of course, though, because they don't have a lot of territory, they can really only escort Voyager about 2 light years, and then it's on for the next species to deal with. And on the next episode of Star Trek Voyager Reimagined, we'll see what happens when Voyager meets the Borg.
Uh-huh.
You made
Yeah, you're
Janeway
not.
just a little bit less crazy than she actually was in the series.
Thoughts on
Yeah.
7 of 9 going gay? Oh, yeah, it's going to happen once we get to
Except
that part.
there's only one problem. She never once asked for coffee.
That's why she was crazy, Captain. See, if only one of their first officers was there with coffee, they wouldn't have all died. Plus, I don't think Janeway drank all that much coffee.
I mean, her cups were small. So, yeah, no, not really.
On today's episode of Star Trek Voyager, D-Day. Having left at least 3 bodies behind in space, in Kazon space, the Intrepid crew blazes at warp 6.75 through Borg space. Coming up in the distance is a cube. Maximum magnification. You see it is in fact a Borg cube. 5 minutes later, you see 2 Borg cubes. And as they get closer, you see a dozen Borg cubes, all in a cube formation. Don't think about it, just accept it.
And
Voyager.
Yosef, of course, goes there because I didn't watch what I said carefully enough. I meant her coffee cups. Oh, I'm sure she did.
So as they catch up to these Borg cubes, the cubes slow down and they hail Voyager and they say, resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. And Janeway gets on the screen and says, your resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. And then 7 of 9 gets on the screen. And she says, no, we said it first. You will be assimilated. And Janeway says, no, you will be assimilated. And 7 says, no, you will be assimilated. And Janeway says, no, you will be assimilated. And Janeway says, you will be assimilated. And 7 says, you will be assimilated. And Janeway says, I'll be assimilated. And 7 says, no, I'll be assimilated. And Janeway says, okay. And then she says, Harry, assimilate them. And Harry is like, what? We don't have any assimilation technology, Captain. And she's like, do I have to do everything myself? And she's like, okay, beam me over to the board cube. And like not dropping the ball. Harry's like, goddamn, beam her over, beam her. In fact, he pushes the button, beams her himself. Like, just got to get this crazy woman off my ship. So she beams over, and Harry's like, you all know I'm in charge, right? I'm ensign first officer. And Tom Paris is like, come on, Harry. Nobody believes you're in charge. I'm the captain now. And anyway, that's going to be the B plot. But for the A plot, Janeway beams over to 7 of 9, and she's like, I'm going to assimilate you. And Seven's like, no, I'm going to assimilate you. And they start to fight, but you can see their eyes lock, and they realize they're very much in love with each other. And what was going to become a brutal fight instead becomes a loving tribute of woman on woman love. And you know, the cameras can stay only as long as certain clothing gets torn off, and then then they have to jump back to the B plot. So Tom Paris and Harry Kim have converted the bridge into a wrestling ring out of the same species where the rock was there, and they fought. So they're going to go full on combat sport for who becomes captain now of Voyager. And Neelix is going to referee, and Ensign Kim is saying, okay, what rules are we going to follow? And he like, UMCA or UFB or Ultimate Fight, whatever. And battle boss rules. He doesn't care. He just wants rules. And Paris is like, there's no rules. This is a street fight. We're gonna have it. There's no rules. And Harry Kim was like, well, but okay, at least no touching of the hair or face. And Tom is like, absolutely, of course, that's always a rule. No touching of the hair or face. Those are Anchorman rules. And they start battling, and Kim actually takes a surprise lead. Nobody thought, but he actually knows some martial arts, and he takes a surprising lead. But as the time goes, Tom has to learn he can't go easy on Kim, and he just brutalizes Harry Kim a few times. And then Neelix tries to stop the fight, saying Kim's had enough, but saying Kim has had enough, but Tom Paris then takes his testosterone fueled explosion of power out on poor Neelix. Neelix gets the crap beat out of him. Naomi Wildman is crying. She's like, why, Tom? Why? He's dead already. And Tom is just like ripping off Neelix's arms, and now using Neelix's arms to beat the crap out of Ensign Kim. And Tom is like, I am the Spider Queen. And like B'Elanna's like, what the hell does that even mean? And B'Elanna, seeing Tom get so into this fight, B'Elanna tears her clothes off because she can't resist. This is like Klingon Pornhub. And she's like, take me now, Tom, take me right here on the bridge. And so they do, and everybody else runs away. The entire bridge is empty except for Tom and B'Elanna, who are doing unspeakable things. in the captain's chair, and they didn't realize that they had not turned off the display. So Janeway and Seven are seeing what's going on her bridge, and Janeway seeing a man and a woman is now having second thoughts about her love with Seven, and Janeway says, "Seven, look at that," and Seven is like, "Indeed." So they beam back over to Voyager, and it's now Tom with B'Elanna, Janeway, and Seven. B'Elanna, though, doesn't like it. So B'Elanna starts fighting Janeway and Seven, and they're all naked. But B'Elanna kicks their asses until Seven and Janeway start working together. And then Seven holds B'Elanna down, and Janeway holds B'Elanna down while Seven inserts the Borg assimilation drones, and they assimilate B'Elanna as a Borg, and then B'Elanna and Jane and Seven work together to assimilate Janeway, and then the entire Voyager crew gets assimilated, but not before they go back to one last I don't know what you want to call it, four-way on the bridge. And then 9 months later, all the babies get put into Borg maturation chambers. And that's it. Series over.
Well,
Antiderivative Jill says, when I realized Bird was inventing ridiculous Voyager episodes, I rewound to the beginning. And this is the most incredible morning brew ever. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I do appreciate the comment, Antiderivative Jill. Dave G says, Bird, we just need a campfire. And 54.5 access says, still better than Discovery. Well, I certainly agree.
better in Discovery and better in half of the Voyager episodes they actually made.
Arabic says, so how did Bird see advanced copies of the Voyager documentary? Well, you know, I I have my sources. They're on Reddit. I'm sorry, Captain. I've been speaking for way too long.
I'm sorry, Reddit?
I know Reddit annoys you, so I had to say Reddit.
It sounds more like you got that story off of the hub.
No kidding. Oh, Lord. Oh. Yeah, that's quite a inventive story.
Yeah, and it's
At
all
least there
yours.
were no baby salamanders. That is a plus.
Yeah, I mean, even that wasn't as ridiculous as going to warp 10, turning into a lizard, having babies with Tom Paris, and then turning back into a human and completely ignoring the babies.
Well, how do we know that Janeway's the one who actually had the babies?
We don't. It's a good point.
It's a very disturbing thought.
Well, it would just mean that in the future, men evolve how to be women.
God.
Sort of like they do with surgery now and lying to people.
Yeah, but if they can actually give birth, then I would say that's the point where it's real. You can get to the point where they can actually conceive a child and birth it, then I'd say we've come to the point where we can legitimately change a person's sex.
Well, see, this only proves you don't listen to the news things I do, because yesterday I did a story about I don't remember where, saying that at 16 that you could declare your own gender, change your name. Don't need surgery. You don't need drugs. You don't need
Well,
anything.
I understand that that's what is commonly used today, or the common belief today is that you can declare your sexual identity, and that it just becomes it regardless of any physical or mental or medical treatments you may have had or intend to start or get or whatever. I get that, but I just don't. It doesn't work for me, that opinion, but I get it. For me, I would need to see somebody actually be able to, and even if they don't necessarily conceive, have the ability to conceive, if everything went right.
Well, I would say you'd have to be able to either conceive or make a baby, because you kind of need male and female to make a baby. Even if they don't have to be together, kind of need egg and sperm to do the whole thing.
Well, I mean, if they can produce sperm that have, eggs in the batch or whatever, I mean, that's kind of like cloning yourself almost, but I don't want people to be able to impregnate themselves. They need to have a second set of genes. That's the whole point.
I'll give them a few decades. They'll have the human race reproduce and asexually.
Arabic, I'm not even sure that there's so many problems in Prodigy with Gwyn. I don't know if Gwyn was made from the diviner.
The Thank you, Dick G. Thank you, Dave. Let's see here. Good morning, Thomas. How are you? I hope you're doing well.
Oh, Thomas.
Making sure I didn't miss him in chat before because I don't want to be accused of ignoring Thomas.
See, a lot of work is being done on your, what's that? Oh, Minecraft.
Like I said, I wanted to scroll back and make sure I hadn't said hello and I hadn't missed it. So. Oh, let's see here. So what's been going on, Thomas? You've been doing okay? By the way, how is Mama Pray this morning?
He's doing a, he had a call with Sis O'Prey and Nephew O'Prey. Sis O'Prey's got a sore throat, which is not good, which
No.
means I'm guessing we're not going to see him this weekend. But with the temperatures going way down, it's probably for the best.
Sure.
Sis O'Prey has taken Charlie to the doctor today because he was coughing more overnight. So we hopefully he'll be okay. But other than that, everything's okay.
No. Since we're not on camera here, that would be a no. And good morning, Sybil Jack. How are you? You know, I always find it funny how people have a live channel, but I've never seen anybody with a dead channel.
Well, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Early days of YouTube, you can see a whole bunch of real bad stuff like that.
And by
No,
what dead channel, I mean people have channels where they've got hundreds or even thousands of subscribers, but they haven't posted anything in years. But if you go back, there's, maybe 100, 200, 300 videos, but
well,
nothing past 2012 or something.
So you're talking about somebody like Sharon Moore.
Well, I don't know if Sharon Moore is post. That's right. Yeah. Although I would say even older than his, because Sharon Moore still occasionally used to post back 2-3 years ago. I'm talking channels that predate Twitter and haven't posted since. They're rare, but they exist.
Oh, I'm, never mind. It'd be interesting to see those type of channels that were, where they're actually still active, but not posting anything in that many years.
There's plenty of them out there. Old content, people just keep coming across it and watching it. The channel grows, but it's all just a decade old.
I mean, I've been watching a channel a lot whose content was between 2 and 5 years old. There hasn't been anything recent. But the majority of it's over 2 years old, and it goes back another 3 or 4 years even before that. Like its heyday was 2019, 2018, and there hasn't really been much since 2020, and it's hilarious, but it's not really for new stuff. So, but it's PP Peter. He's a Slovakian guy. So every time I watch it, I can only think of Joseph, even though he looks nothing like Joseph. But in his channel, he admits he does, everything on his channel. He makes it seem like it's real, but it's all just for fun. They started by going to the worst rated restaurants in Slovakia, and then the worst rated restaurants around Eastern Europe, the worst rated hotels. And then he got paid by the energy drink company, the Wings, the one with wings, Red Bull.
Oh, yeah.
He got paid by Red Bull to do an African travel series of videos. So then he started doing African travel videos, and just watching him and his girlfriend go around Africa. I mean, those are also funny, but pretty cool because you don't really see Africa too much. Okay, well, so I've been like legit watching them for a couple months now, and I think I'm just about done. He's got like dozens and dozens and dozens of these videos just to see how life is there. All the more I would never, I could never have gone to Africa. Even when I was walking, it would have been incompatible with me. Just the bugs, the terrible rain, the mud, the heat, the garbage everywhere, the food, the awful food. I could never. I would have died. He almost died of malaria.
It still sounds like a garden paradise next to Australia.
Boy, no, Australia is wonderful.
That reminds me, I was watching Kai MFS, and he was doing a really, really bad accent. And I said, That's even worse than Burn Prey 5.
Boy, that doesn't make any sense. Bird Prey 5. Who's he?
You know who Bird is.
Boy, this is Ozzy O'Prey.
Yes.
Boy. Or as I put in recently, Ozzy O'Prey 007. Was I
Yes.
asked to be in the movies.
I
Ow,
thought that Bird Prey 5 was your
I mean,
cousin.
Ozzy O'Prey 007. You son of a bitch.
Yes, but your cousin is somebody else, correct?
Oh, yeah. My American cousin. I have lots of cousins from lots of countries, continents, fords, islands,
Planets.
planets.
How did I know that was going there?
Boy, anti-derivative Jill says I'm just waiting for Prodigy to forget about the original premise the show was based on before they decided to take Star Trek to it and actually just becomes a regular Star Trek show. This is it, anti-derivative Jill. The episode they aired last night is a Star Trek episode.
And how am I? I'm okay, thank you, Simple Jack. So, when can we expect a video out, Bird?
It's going to be a while since I haven't even recorded it yet.
Well, no
I have
shit.
to do that after this.
Well, so as not to allow Bird any more excuses, I think I'll go ahead and end this. That way, Bird can get on with his review, and we can watch for it later.
Okay. I'll do
So,
it.
I do want to thank everybody for joining in the chat. I do want to thank Murder Prey 5 and Resolute Journal for joining me on the panel. Thank you again for watching. Do the usual like, share, subscribe thing. And have a great day. Oh, yeah, comment too.